Welcome the students of class 7. Welcome to our e-learning class. And today I am going to discuss your social science history, and today I am going to discuss another new subunit. I am revising actually that subunit. It is the thinking about time and historical periods. It is the last subunit from your first chapter, from tracing changes through 1,000 years. So let's begin the subunit thinking about time and historical periods. That dividing the past into segments made easy to study history. So you know that history is some long incidents happen, and some wars, some battles, some dynasties, they last long, about hundreds of years. So in this context, if we divide the time period into small segments, then it is very helpful for us to study the time period very precisely. Okay, so that's why the historians divided the history into different parts. So British historian, especially James Mill, divided the Indian history into three large periods. As per James Mill and other British historians, the Indian history was mainly divided into three parts: Hindu era, Muslim era and British era. And in this case, it based on the religion of the rulers and ignored the important historical changes at that time. They actually divided the periods into the religion of the rulers up to Gupta, all these rulers. Okay, so they decided that this is the Hindu era. After the Hindu era, when Muslim invaders came and ruled from 1200 AD, like Muhammad Ghori came in India, as well as he established an Indian empire in the leadership of Qutbuddin Aibak. And after that, lot of Khiljis, Tughlaq, the Lodhis, as well as the Mughals, all the regional kingdoms, Muslim rulers. So their religion was Islam. So that's why they divided the period as their religion. So this is the Muslim period of Indian history. And the last one, when British arrived in and British consolidated India under their rule, so that period they described as British period or British era. But they ignored such important changes such as, number one, economy, society and culture. That economy and society and culture, these things are not a fixed thing. Day by day, their people's culture and society and their economy changed, and due to various reasons. So it should not be ignored by the historian and the people who study history, they also. So number two, the rich diversity of the subcontinent. The Indian subcontinent is full with diversity. You have read in class 6, first chapter, diversity, class 6 civics, that how India is a diverse country, and many languages, food habits, clothing style, and as well as different type of cultural features are there. It should not be avoided. So that's why today's historians, most of the historians divided the history into three parts. First one, the ancient period; number two, the medieval period; and number three, the modern era or modern period. What is ancient period? That in previous class, in class 6, you have read how from ancient time the people learned hunting and gathering. They become hunter-gatherers. After that, they learned how to make weapons, the use of fire, and after that, they learned agriculture and animal herding. After that, they use of metals such as copper and iron, and they became civilized. So this is the part all about described in ancient period. Next one, it is the medieval period. And today in class 7, we are reading the history of medieval period. And changes occurred in this 1,000 years. The medieval period you have already read. It was started as per the historian from 700 AD up to the 1750 AD. So in this 1,000 years, lot of changes occurred. So that's why 18th and 16th century's culture, their warfare technology, their weapons, their lifestyle, their culture and religion was not matched with the 8th and 11th century culture. Because at that time Hinduism is a main religion, Hinduism, Buddhism and main religion. But in 16th and 18th century, when Islam was the main religion in the subcontinent, and because it was most of the people practiced Hinduism, most majority was Hindu, but Islam also introduced and the kings also followed the Islam, as well as the other religion introduced in Indian subcontinent such as Christianity, and Europeans also came to India and started their trading activities. So these are changes occurred in this 1,000 years. So it was a long period. We cannot compare the 8th and 11th century with the 16th and 18th century. We cannot compare those time periods. It is also a huge time span, and within this period lot of changes occurred in your society, economy, culture. Now what happened? After the medieval period, it is the modern period. What is the modern period? The word modern is the meaning of modernity is the technological advancement as well as the intellectual changes. Okay, intellectual or material progress. But so in this sense, in medieval period, nothing was happened. No material progress, no intellectual changes occurred at that time. But it is not true. Okay, because in medieval period, whatever we see today, everything, the beginning was happened in the medieval period, either in the society, in the economy, in the political formation, the state formations, in the language, in the culture, as well as in the religion, introduction of various religions. Okay, so during this 1,000 years, society and economy was changed drastically, as well as some rich state also emerged in Indian subcontinent such as Hyderabad, Awadh and Bengal. So those states actually attracted some foreign trading companies such as British East India Company, Dutch East India Company, the Portuguese, the French, etc. So all these people came to India and they started their trade and commercial activity because of the prosperity of the states in medieval period. And slowly the British East India Company, they started spreading their empire, and India, they annexed the Indian states one by one, and India became the part of British Empire. How did this thing happen? We learned in modern period, but the beginning happened already in medieval period, because those companies arrived, Europeans arrived in the medieval period. Now you should read all the rest of the chapters from your class 7 book, how changes occurred in the society, economy, language, culture from the ancient period. In previous class, you have learned all these things, how new kingdoms emerged in ancient period, how some big kingdoms emerged under the control of Maurya, Gupta, Kushana, Satavahanas and Palas. Okay. Now in this time period you will learn about the kingdoms emerged and how things changed slowly. And you also compared today's society, today's times with medieval period, and you can learn that what kind of changes occurred in your society because of, and what impact was there in our society of those changes occurred in the medieval period. And if we see carefully that in your administrative system, in our agrarian or land revenue system, our agriculture, our technology, our language, our religion, society and culture, very much influenced by the culture of medieval period. So that's all from today's class. Hope you have understood. Next class will come with another subunit from your history 2nd chapter. Thank you for watching.